It's about that time.
City News. What's happening in your city? City News. You got love for your city? City News.
Good evening. We're here coming at you one more time right here on another episode of City Views. My name is Jacques, your host for this most enjoyable ride throughout Torrington and the Northwest Corner. My capable co-hosts with me here this evening are the lovely and talented Miss Melissa Crofts.
Headed to space.
And the equal as lovely and talented Mr. Wilbert Bowles, also known as Weebo. What a cast of characters they are. Yes, I did notice that, Weebo.
Yep.
And as always, we want to take this opportunity to, first of all, thank you for tuning into the show. We're so very excited. We do have our YouTube site going now, so you can subscribe to City Views at cityviews-ct. Very, very simple, nothing complicated. Subscribe, and then you can catch City Views streaming live on YouTube. So we're very, very excited about that. However, none of it would be possible if it weren't for the generous donations of our sponsor, Mr. Steve Toth from Toth Insurance Agency.
Hey,
Steve,
Steve,
thank you so much for making City Views be relevant.
Yeah.
We're approaching relevancy here.
We are.
Well, I don't know. It's all about the cup for me.
Well, yes, I definitely understand those sentiments. And we also want to give a big shout out to our staff who does so much for us. Catherine Pezzi, our administrative
Absolutely. Thank you.
assistant.
Cheers. Cheers to
And we
Kath.
definitely miss you tonight, Kathy. I had a sweet tooth and nothing's going. So I don't know. Very disappointed.
Yeah, well, I could do without that.
Yeah. And we also we gotta give a big shout out to our main man Dan Yannick.
Absolutely.
Who
Cheers
does-
to Dan.
Right there.
Yes,
Right
yeah,
there. See you,
Dan.
Dan.
He's the man with the eye in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Ooh, Alan Parsons.
Yeah,
Throwing it out there.
a little 70s musical
Yeah,
reference there.
why not?
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Totally.
Okay. I didn't think you'd catch that though, Melissa.
Are you kidding? Alan Parsons project?
Okay. All right.
Gosh. Leo B sang it the other night when I got to sing with him.
Oh, we got to catch up on Melissa's karaoke pursuits. See what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's fun.
And we also want to take this opportunity to thank our newest person on the City Views team, Tracy Rowe,
Absolutely.
Tracy.
Cheers to
Thanks,
Tracy.
doing a bang-up job, helping us with our social media and promotional stuff.
Great
So,
job.
yeah,
Great job.
glad to have you on the team, Trey.
Yep, she's getting that out there. All the things that we need. That YouTube channel going, our website.
Yep, it's happening. So, weekend in review, Weebo. I know your weekend was probably off the chain, man, because you just live the semi-charmed life.
Yeah, the Giants.
They played well.
They did.
They played well.
did, yeah.
I was,
For a minute.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
the young quarterback, you got to give him, a little time to
yeah.
adjust to the NFL game. It's a different monster than what it is at Duke University.
Yeah.
So the big Duke University.
And Friday went down to My Culture Beautiful down City Hall.
Oh.
Yeah. And congratulations, Jocks, for your award for community service.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And congratulations to you as well for your recognition, Weibo.
Oh, thank you.
For all your stellar efforts in the city
you.
of Torrington.
And congratulations to you, too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
So, Melissa, what was... I don't know. I've been hearing rumors over there about you.
No, I got to do something entirely fun.
Okay.
There was this, back when I lived in South Kent, Connecticut, we're looking at 1992. There was this bar I used to go to in Gaylorsville. It was the Gaylorsville Village Cafe, and Leo B used to come every Friday night for open mic night, and I would get up and sing with him. Roberta Flack's Killing Me Softly.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
set the tone for my, career as karaoke. This was before karaoke, really. And when I moved back to town, I sought Leo B out, and I couldn't find him. Last year, a friend got me in touch with him. I've been following him on Facebook for about a year. And just last week, I was finally able to drive the hour and a half out to Salisbury Mills, New York, where I got to sing with him. And it's been, 27 years?
Oh, okay.
I was raspy. My voice was thin and dry from the ragweed, and he convinced me to get up and sing, and I'm so glad I did it. It wasn't the best voice at all, but it was the experience. And we caught it on video. It was a great time. So,
You gotta leave us a little snippet of that. You know?
Well, I posted it on Facebook.
Okay.
It's all over Facebook and Instagram.
A little taste one day on City Views.
Yeah, I didn't hide it. It's out there. Yeah. It's not the greatest singing on the planet, but it's out there.
You enjoying it, right?
It was just so good to see him after all those years.
Yep.
And to finally catch him because he's leaving for Florida where he'll be for the season. So I just caught him before he left. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Parker said it was okay?
Oh.
Yeah, we've been...
This poor audience, the people in the audience are like, who is this Parker? Parker was a Spider-Man figure that myself, our sponsor, Steve Toth had, and was there a third one out there, or was it just he and I that had them?
It was just you two.
Yeah,
it was just us two.
Yeah.
I named mine, and he was my boyfriend for about 5 minutes.
And then they had a vicious breakup.
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
It was dog.
That's terrible.
I got a dog,
Hey, that's between you and Parker, man. I ain't
Kick
got
Parker
nothing
to
do
the
with
curb.
that. We liked Parker, didn't we?
Oh, I like Parker.
Parker was pretty cool, but obviously he didn't see eye to eye with Melissa. So
no, he didn't fly around, but he was.
He was a pushover. He had nothing to say.
He wasn't a pushover. He just got kicked to the curb.
Curb, that's it. Just got tired of him.
Well, I had a smashing weekend this weekend. I was honored to be able to do the 4th annual Winchester Youth Services Bureau fundraiser. Great people involved in that, and something that I've been doing for the last 3 years with them. So, kind of like feel part of the crew.
Yeah,
they had a little luau theme going on and everything. So it was hot, hot, hot.
Yeah. You were DJing, huh, Jack?
Yeah. Then Saturday I was up at Bocce's for a 40th anniversary. And what a family. You know? That's one of the things that I enjoy most about my business is the families that I'm able to meet, the contacts that I'm able to make. There's just some really, really nice people out there, and it's nice to be able to share music with them and have that bond that you can share and experience them with. So then Sunday, I was humbled by my team's performance.
Back to sports.
Well, I mean, Sundays, it's the NFL, so you do it. So it was 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
No, it's not bad.
Sunday was rough. Sunday was a tough day, but we survived it. So going to do our blog that you guys will be able to catch on our website, and that will be launched here momentarily. We're finishing up the final touches on it, and you'll be able to participate with us on the website and ask us questions and recommend guests that you would like to see on the show and issues that you would like to see us cover here on City Views. So, music and politics. And the theme today is blinded by the fight. It seems as if the battle cry for every politician is their undaunted desire to fight on your behalf. They want to fight for your rights, fight for your cause, fight for your family, fight, fight, fight. Why are we always fighting? And we wonder why we're besieged by violence as a nation. How did the Democrats and the Republicans become so vested in fighting with each other to the point of complete annihilation of each other's party? I do believe we the people would rather see these parties working through their philosophical differences as opposed to creating a domestic Cold War. Think about it. Wouldn't it be nice to hear a politician say, I'm going to work for your rights, work for your cause, work for your family? This current fight between the Republicans and the Democrats has devolved into something that is undescribable. People are denouncing the other party in support of other countries' regimes. How and why is this happening? Before we change our culture, we must change our rhetoric. We need to understand the power of our words and their significance. Demagogues are successful because they denigrate a popular or culturally relevant symbol, person, idea, or policy. It's easier to get people to dislike something than it is to get them to believe in something. It is even more difficult in this current political environment where skepticism and mistrust reign supreme. We need to focus on enhancing our political discourse. The road we are on is leading us to a very uncertain future. The bottom line is this: we need to stop fighting each other and begin working with each other. To disagree is American. It's encouraged. Our forefathers said, raise hell. To be divided is not only un-American, it's unacceptable. So, those are my thoughts for this week's blog, Music and Politics, Blinded by the Fight. So, we're going to get ready to do our segment with Michelle, What's Cooking, and have our first guest on for tonight's show, Mr. Paul Farley, who is a candidate for the City of Torrington Public Public Safety.
Oh, safety,
Yeah.
all right.
Just keeping it safe. Safe out
Keeping
there.
us safe.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you guys stay tuned. Call
Great.
all your friends and neighbors and tell them to catch it while it's hot. City Views coming at you right here at your local cable access channel, Altice 5. We'll be right back.
It's about that time.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
And we're back. Thank you very much, Doug, for that glorious countdown, man. I mean, he was like counting down with a purpose.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, he's professional.
I know. I'm
He's
just
good.
Yeah.
Doug's a
Good
man.
at what he does.
You know, make sure whipping the snap on. Snapping the whip on us. Whipping the snap. Snapping the whip.
Snuff in there.
It's one of those nights here at City Views, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
do not have any alcohol in this.
Oh boy. Nonetheless, we want to introduce our first guest tonight for the show, Paul Farley, a candidate for the City of Torrington's Safety Department.
Yes.
Public Safety
Department.
Public
Yes.
Safety,
Yeah.
So now, as we discussed earlier, I think our audience would be very educated, or would like to get educated on the responsibilities that you would be overlooking in your position as Board of Safety member.
The Board of Public Safety oversees the police department and the fire departments and EMS as well. So the budgetary concerns, some policy issues, things of that nature.
So as far as the policy issues, how do you prioritize that? Is there a schematic that you work from, or is there a process that's already implemented in which you cover those concerns?
Typically, the chiefs at every meeting report. They put together a package, and for the board members to review, and then they give their reports at the meeting, and the issues are addressed as they arise, and they're prioritized like that.
Mm-hmm. So, what interests you in running for the position?
Well, it was a matter of, I've been in Torrington now for about 13 years. My wife and I moved here from Long Island, actually.
Okay.
Torrington's been very good to us.
Yeah.
We love it here. We were able to afford our first house, moving
Right.
here. So it was one of those things with things going on in the city. I think the economic growth and development has sort of, stuttered and stalled a little bit. So I just wanted to get involved overall. And my background is in criminal justice. I've been an investigator for 25 years. I have a master's degree in criminology, so my professional and educational background is in criminal justice and public safety. So
Right.
I figured use what I know to sort of add something to Torrington.
So, what are your thoughts on Torrington? How do you feel as a person that's coming to Torrington, investing in the city, and now running as a representative for the city?
I think Torrington is has the potential to be the sort of powerhouse in the region. I mean, it's this, there's a lot going on. And even in the 13 or so years that we've lived here, we've seen the downtown grow. It's just, I think it's a really, within the area, it's sort of the hub of the Northwest Hills. And I think if we could focus on that and move that forward,
Right.
I mean, it can be unstoppable, basically.
How do you think that, what issues do you think that, from the perspective of the Board of Safety, that you can bring to the table that can enhance the quality of life for the residents in Torrington?
Well, I think there's things like sort of focusing on and increasing the community policing, which is, basically you can't just throw more cops at crime and expect to have, they're members of the community, they're stakeholders in the community, and you need to, engage them
Right.
to deploy those resources as necessary. And, again, they're all different posts, pillars that hold up the community. Public safety, Board of Finance, Board of Education. So none of them stand alone.
Right.
So they all need to be working in a coordinated effort to, get the job, the holistic health of the community where it needs to be.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm kind of seeing that there's more of a holistic approach to the departments and how they're administering their policy initiatives. Is that something that's just a figment of my imagination, or do you?
No, I think it's Torrington's always been a very. I've dealt with Torrington in my professional capacity, sort of, if you want to say, as an adversary with the police, as a citizen, as a victim of crime, and they are one of the most professional departments I've ever dealt with in any of those. And when I'm out knocking on doors, the past month or so, I don't hear any complaints about the police department. Generally speaking,
right?
They're a very professional, I think, well-regarded department, and I think in particular Chief Baldwin seems to be of a mind where community policing is a priority. So I agree with that take on it, and I'd like to see it continue in that direction.
Well, I think it's interesting though that because I think most people perceive that as a public safety board member, you would deal mainly with budgets, but actually dealing in the policy realm too, I think adds another dimension to it that I think the public might be a little more animated with.
And I hope that what my background and sort of knowledge base can bring is that maybe that perspective that other board members or even the departments might not necessarily be aware of or know it can be implemented in that way.
Right.
So yeah, it's I mean, obviously the departments, the fire department, the police department, they administer, they implement the policies themselves, but the board certainly has an overarching hand in that as far as guiding, directing, and engaging in conversation with the chiefs, with the agencies.
That's pretty cool. Let's take a quick detour now and see who we have on the line here. It just might be Michelle. So let's see what's cooking. Good evening, Michelle. What's cooking?
Good evening. What is cooking with you all?
Well, we're interviewing tonight here Paul, who is running for candidate for the Board of Public Safety here in the city of Torrington. So we're having an interesting conversation with him, getting a little bit of knowledge into some of his oversight and responsibilities that he'll have on the board.
Excellent. Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Michelle.
Where you at?
I'm visiting my father-in-law at the nursing home at Litchfield Woods.
Oh, nice. Give him a big City Views hug for us.
I will. I absolutely will.
And Michelle, you had a visitor a couple of days ago.
I did. A week ago today, actually. We had the governor visited Torrington, and it was really nice to get him out here and to walk the streets of town, to see what's going on, what we're doing, what we might need in the future, and some of the big stops at 5 Points. We started with lunch at Sawyer's. We stopped in at the Social House to see that new and inventive place that we have there with Chris and Dave. 5 Points. We stopped in there. We saw Judy and discussed our plans for the Yukon property. Walked up, visited our firemen at the Water Street House, and then ended at Franklin Products.
Very nice. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Franklin Products is being recognized for their manufacturing pursuits.
They are, and actually, when we talk about businesses that really have a dedication to the state, Franklin Products does some incredible work right there at the top of Water Street. I've worked with them for several years, and they're committed to sticking around, and I think that that's extremely important when the rumor out there is every business is leaving. Franklin, they're staying here, and they make high-end, good quality airline seats, and so it was important for me, as this is Manufacturers Month, that we ended our tour with a stop in a manufacturing business that was right on our pathway. Obviously there's so many more manufacturers in Torrington, but because we were in a way where we could walk everywhere, that Franklin was just a great stop for us, and it was fantastic, and they hosted us well, gave us a tour, and I can't thank them enough, not only for their hospitality, but for their dedication.
Now, Water Street is undergoing a little bit of a boom, Michelle. What's your thoughts on that in terms of how that can create a more robust atmosphere for arts and culture in the city?
Well, I think it starts right there on the corner of Main and Water, right? So where we have Chris and Dave and what they've done with the social house and their innovative way of not only blending retail space, online retail space, brick and mortar retail space, as well as a social atmosphere. If you haven't been down there, I highly recommend that you go. It's a great happening vibe. But, they have a bar there, but you can sit down and order food from, many of our local establishments. They will deliver there. And at the same time, there's a place in the corner for some from smaller local entertainment or just entertainment as a whole. And so I think that really starts it, and that blends an innovative space. And then if you turn the corner and you go up Water Street, we obviously know that 5 Points is a staple in our community. They're booked many, many years out. Not only do they blend local artists, but further than just the corner in the state, they go much farther than that with their artists and what they have there. But then you go up to our smaller spaces, and I think that that's what's really truly cool and innovative. They bring local artists, they showcase them, and they start bringing people to the table. And then you have people that are, you look at our restaurants and what's there as well. And so you're just continuously going up. And I think that, a lot of our spaces on Water Street are full at this point. That's fantastic for what we have the ability to bring to town.
Yeah, there was a new business that just came in too. Sue Motz, I believe her name is. She has a pottery studio that she opened up.
And you know what? She does incredible work. We stopped in there too when the governor was walking up. So anybody that was open, we tried to stop in. We also have the guy that's doing work boots and shoes and stuff right there on the left side as well. You have the Indian restaurant that is there. Then you have the little market. It's definitely happening. And then obviously across the street we have Pam with the health and wellness shop. You have our cosmetology school that's there that has been there and done, doing great things. We're getting there. It's just, slow and steady steps.
Well, I think our next challenge is to see how many more actual boots we can get on the ground, how many feet we can get pound the pavement, and coming out to the restaurants and to the retail outlets and create that kind of online right now traffic.
Well, and I think that some of the restaurants have really partnered up together, and you can see that if you go to certain ones, like Brinks and Sawyer's and the likes, that if you go to one establishment and you show a receipt, they'll give you a discount at the next one. It's really not about competing against each other. It's about complementing each other. And I don't think that we should be afraid of competition. I think this is about really supporting the community. And, if we look at Brinks and Hanks and, now we have the social house, we have Sawyer's, we have the coffee shop, we have a lot of really cool things that are going on. And it's really about supporting each other. And one does not have to take away from the other. It just has to say, hey, look, you know what? This person's doing this and this person's doing this. And if we partner together, that's really about how we succeed.
And big shout out to the newly formed Restaurant Association initiative.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
It's not just all about the small guys,
Yeah.
You've got sliders that are there, you've got Sasso's Pizza, you name it, they're going. And don't forget the guys that have been here before and that are still here. When we talk about Karen and Rit, down there at Remember When, these are people that are dedicated to our community, and we definitely have to continue to patron those facilities.
Absolutely, we do. And as always, Michelle, it's a pleasure having you contribute to the show.
Thank you very much. And I think that next week we might have Maria Horn call in my spot because I'm getting ready for a big wedding.
There's only one issue.
What do we got?
Doug will not be here next week. And you know what?
If Doug ain't
here, guess what? Ain't none of us else here either. So we'll have to.
Then that'll go, and then I might give Maria the spot afterwards that I had promised her next week.
Yeah.
But as you all know, our oldest daughter is getting married on the 2nd.
Yes.
So the Cook family is going to be a little preoccupied for a few days.
Well, congratulations, and as always, much love to you and the family.
Thank you so much, and Paul, good luck, and I look forward to the election in a couple weeks.
Thank you, Michelle.
And don't forget to subscribe to the new YouTube channel, cityviews.ct.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Michelle.
Bye,
All right,
Michelle.
have a good
Thanks
night,
for
guys.
calling
Thank
in.
you so much.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. What's cooking?
What's cooking?
I'm hungry.
Chicken.
Nice. Sweet.
Some chicken, I'm happy.
Chicken.
Well, Paul, thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come on and talk with us this evening on City Views.
Well, thank you very much for having
And
me.
the best of luck in your candidacy. And I'm sure that before November 5th, there might be a few more opportunities. We might be able to get together and help you get the word out there. So
I'd love that.
Let
yeah.
us know.
Thank you
And
so
thank
much.
you so much
All
for
right.
coming on the show.
Thank you for
Paul.
having me. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic.
It's been great.
Paul Farley, ladies and gentlemen, candidate for the City of Torrington Board of Public Safety. You guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. Up next, we got Rob Levinstein coming up from the Sharon Playhouse. Good stuff. Check it out. We'll be right back.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point. There's smoky.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Learning how to kickflip 6 stairs takes determination. So will getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the second half hour of City Views. Coming at you right here on Altice Access Channel 5. Also, we are now broadcasting on YouTube, and please help us out by subscribing at CityViews-CT. Thank you very much. In the meantime, we want to introduce to you our next guest, Rob Levinstein from the Sharon Playhouse.
How you doing?
Good stuff going on up there in Sharon,
We do have
man.
a lot of good stuff going on, yeah.
And we're so glad that you could rush back in town. Maybe we put him on the hot seat. Say, if you ain't here by 7 o'clock.
In this weather, too, with this weather coming down. Beautiful town.
And then
Beautiful down
the
here.
The GPS brought you some spooky way
Very spooky
up
way.
through farmland
Oh my
with
God.
the clouds, so you couldn't see.
Yeah,
It
very
took him
spooky.
Klug Hill. It's a really great drive that way from our neck of the woods, but with the cloud coverage, I could see it being spooky
It's a
and
little
wondering
spooky.
what the
'Cause
heck
you're in
is
Lime
going
Rock.
on. Yes.
Yeah, you're in Lime Rock, yeah.
Spooky land.
Very spooky, that direction. But well worth it.
Well, it's beautiful. We live in God's country, that's for sure.
It is very much that, yeah. And the leaves changing colors all the time is just spectacular.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. I was just in California and coming back and seeing the change of seasons. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, this is what it is.
Mhm.
This is why we're on this coast. This is why Connecticut's
Seriously?
great.
Seriously? Because some people that just heard that would be like, oh no, I want to go to Cali.
Well, the weather's great, but they have no season changes whatsoever.
Well, yeah.
If you want the fall foliage, this is where you want to be.
Variety
it's
is
gorgeous.
indeed the spice of life.
Oh my God. yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's great. Oh yeah.
But you kind of get the best of both worlds because you get to be in the city, you
Yep.
get to be here in the country, and
Yep.
then because of family, you get to go back out to California
Yeah.
when you want to.
A little of everything.
Yeah.
Just got to find time to do it all.
Time?
What time is it?
What does that mean?
Can we add more hours to the clock, please?
I don't know
That would
if
be
we can
great.
do that. We'd love to.
So, Rob, I got to tell you that Melissa was adamant about us booking you on the show because she is so excited about what you guys got coming up. So when Melissa says jump, we don't ask why. We ask how high.
And just do.
And we had to get you
Just
here.
do. She's so good. She's a good supporter. She's a good supporter.
No, I love the Sharon Playhouse simply because I was very involved with Primetime House for a period of time. And one of the president of the board for us, Emily Soul, is now president of the board of the Sharon Playhouse. So anything that Emily supports, I would support wholeheartedly. And so I'm a huge fan of the Sharon Playhouse, and especially because the Sharon Playhouse has been going on for a long time. But when you and Alan came in, you stirred the pot in a manner that actually made it work.
Thank you.
Do you want to explain a little bit of what you guys did and how you changed things around there a little bit?
The theater started, Judson Phillips started the theater back in 1955. So we just celebrated our 60th year. I know there were 3 or 4 years there that we're not counting for because the theater was dark, so we don't count for it. So we're saying that we're producing live entertainment in Litchfield County for 60 years now. So it's amazing that this little barn it's a 353 seat barn that's been there and kept going and kept going and kept going. And it opened, the year it opened was the same year that Torrington had that big hurricane.
Yeah.
So that devastated all of Torrington. So it really made its way up there. So it really struggled from pretty much the get-go.
Right.
And it's gone through so many different changes and different changes. In 2017, the year was not a great year, so we were brought in right after that. And just to shake things up, as Melissa said, just to shake things up in the whole town. And we just hit the ground running. Anytime that there was an event we could go to, we went there. Anywhere that we could go, we went to. Anything, it was just great. You know, it's such a great community up there, and it's such a great theater that, you know, we're not a community theater, we're a theater for the community.
But it also seems that when you do an event at the Sharon Playhouse, you do it right. Let's talk about the Boot and Scoot.
Okay.
So
we have two spaces. We have two
phenomenal.
spaces. We have two spaces. We have the main theater, which is 353 seats, and then we have a smaller space, which was the site of the original Playhouse since the 1930s, pretty much. So we can use, there's heat and air in there, so we can go year round in there. So we've always said, okay, what do we want to do? So the more Alan and I went around the town and saw what was going on, we're like, okay, everyone loves country music. I'm a huge country fan. I love country music. So we're like, well, let's do a country line dancing night. So we're like, okay, we think that might do well. Everywhere we went to, there's some country music station. So we just put it out there for like a very, like $10 or $15. And we had the Carlson Family Band, a local band. They came in and played for us.
Amazing.
And we brought in a teacher from the city. And we had an abundance of people to show up. It was over 100 people.
I had a friend drive all the way from Massachusetts to join me for that night.
Yeah.
And but what's so brilliant is that they hired dancers to come in so that people weren't all just sitting around the edge watching the center and the music's playing and no one's doing.
No.
And the dancers were doing these very simple steps. So one felt that they could easily get up on the floor with their friend, laughing, joking, and do these little very simple steps. That was brilliant.
Thank you. And people were like, when are you going to do the next one? So that was right before our summer season, and our summer season explodes because that's our bread and butter is that season. So now in the off season, we've been talking to a group out of New Milford about coming and doing some teaching for us. So we're going to do it again probably in November before Thanksgiving.
New Milford has a lot going on with the arts
They have
too.
a lot of stuff going on.
So the reason that I am excited about you being on the show is what's coming on this Saturday night.
It is this Saturday, isn't it?
This Saturday night.
So we always wanted to do
It's just a jump
to the left. And I think you take a step to the right.
And after that, you put your hands on your hips.
So yes, if you haven't guessed it by now, on our main stage, we are actually going to screen the movie, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. So we've never done it at the theater. You know, showing a movie like that is new to the new concept for us all.
Okay.
So we're like, all right, let's try and see what happens. See, typically you do these at a midnight showing in one of the bigger cities, but knowing that it's Sharon and it's the Northwest corner, we can't do that.
No, I wouldn't have been able to do it if it was midnight. So
Right.
I'm so glad you're doing it at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. So we're going to do it at 9. So the bar opens at 8 o'clock. There might be a costume contest. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going to show the screening of the film. And we're going to have the entire goodie bag with the props. I had to write down all the props because I don't remember.
Right. So anybody who doesn't know much about the Rocky Horror Picture Show it's an entire audience participation.
Total interactive.
What happens is there are things that are happening on the screen that those who are in the audience who've been there and done that know what to do. For example, there's Dr. Scott. When Dr. Scott comes on, everybody throws toilet paper. Scott, toilet paper. And some might even say things like, great Scott. And you talk back to the screen and there's this whole, look it up on YouTube. Look it up online.
I still got marks of toast on the back of my neck from 1980.
And go ahead and talk about the list of the things, because there's a whole list and there's a whole reason for them.
During the thunderstorm, you have a newspaper in the bag, so you pull the newspaper out and you put it on your head.
Yep.
And then people around you
And you do that because
people around you have squirt guns.
Yep.
So they're squirting their audience to cover your head so you don't get wet upon.
Because it's in the rainstorm.
And there's confetti and there's rice. I don't think we're going to use the rice. We're going to use confetti instead. Confetti instead. There's toilet paper. There's toast. Party hats, bells, playing cards.
Are you doing the gloves?
Oh yeah. Oh, and the gloves. Oh yeah. So I have to be honest. I'm a virgin at it. I'm a virgin at it, so I don't know.
You're not supposed to admit that.
I am admitting it.
You have to admit it. That's the fun.
So I don't know what the heck to expect.
In the back row.
Yeah. So I've always said, Alan, the artistic director, and I said, we just want to have fun. So we're like, what can we do? I said, I've always wanted to go to Rocky Horror, so we have a theater, so let's put it on the theater.
Well, it's absolutely brilliant,
Yeah.
and I know that I've got a small crew. Anybody who wants to join me and my crew, we're all meeting at the barn between 6 and 7 p.m. Saturday evening, and then we're all going to go over to do this together. Now, that leads me to asking, buying tickets online.
Yep.
Okay.
You can go to www.sharonplayhouse.org.
And how much are tickets?
$10. $10.
And it's an extra
$10
if you want your
prop bag.
If you want the prop bag. So it's a total of $20 for ticket and the props.
Correct.
But you don't have to have the props, but I'm going to suggest getting the props.
You should. It's going to be a lot of fun with
But
that.
I also read that you have a rule that you're asking people to not bring in their own props.
That's correct. Yeah, we're just trying to be, safety is a big thing for us, so we just want to make sure that we're safe, especially when you're putting all those props in there. So we want to be able to control what we put in them. And we don't want outside things in there. So it's just that we want it to be a fun, safe evening for everybody to have a good time. So thank you for saying that.
I have a question regarding seating.
Yeah.
When you buy your ticket online, do you also buy your seat?
Nope.
Or do you buy your ticket and then you arrive first come, first serve receiving?
So
if I buy my ticket for myself, my friends buy their tickets, we all arrive together, we get to sit together.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Good to know. Good
just
to know.
Come. The best thing to do is bring a group. There's a whole bunch of kids that adults who called me last night saying, we bring in 10 people, we all want to sit together. I'm like, great, bring it on.
Oh,
that's what it's about. It's about having fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, the last Rocky Horror Picture Show I attended, they had a Tim Curry look-alike contest. That was, I could not believe, people went all out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They do.
Oh
yeah.
And I'm like, it wasn't like, a little pancake here. Oh
no.
People were healing.
Oh yeah.
I hope
I'm sure people spent hundreds of dollars on their costumes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And people can and I have a feeling the screen for us is about maybe 7 or 8 feet from the edge of the stage.
Oh, okay.
So there is room and a couple staircases that go up to the stage. So if anyone is so inclined
get up there
and they want to get up on the stage and do the time warp as a group, bring it on.
Oh, man.
I was in a contest. We used to do it every Saturday night, midnight showing. Carefree Movie Theater, West Palm Beach. This is back in the 80s in high school. Everybody, you look at me, you think I would be who? Who do you think I would be?
Janet.
Oh.
Janet.
I love it. No one's ever thought me as Janet. Everybody said, oh, she'll be the maid Magenta. I was never Magenta. That was my cousin. I was Columbia through and through. One hook, line, and sinker. Tap in the hat, the whole shebang. I won by applause, but it was fun. The Rocky, I won by, no, really.
Well, I hope some of the guys come dressed as Rocky. That'd be fun for the audience, too. You never know. You never know. That'd be fun for everybody.
It's
going to be a little cold, but you never know.
I hope it's a warm night because those costumes.
I have my outfit picked out, so I'm good to go.
Oh, that's great.
I'm good to go.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
This
so
is
it's going to be a nice way to close out the theater for the season because the theater is not heated.
Right.
So it's going to be a little chilly, but that'll close out the season, and then we'll do all the other off-season events in our smaller space.
Which is what I wanted to get to next, Rob, in terms of your roles and responsibilities with the Playhouse. What because it's not easy changing the culture of an entity or a group or an organization.
Yeah.
And you have to have the intestinal fortitude to make the decisions that are tough sometimes in order to reroute the direction of the particular operation that you're working with. What's moving you? Where's your passion at in this process?
The passion is making people laugh and making people feel emotional when they come see a show. We always say that, once those doors close, politics and religion are out the door. We don't discuss any of that in the doors. We want escapist entertainment. For 2 hours, do not turn on your TV, don't turn on anything, just come and relax and have a good time. Because that's what we need right now.
Right.
And when I hear the audience saying, thank you so much for doing this, it made my night. I've been coming here for years, and we just feel so safe and so welcome in this place. And that's what we want.
Right.
When people leave crying because they had a good time or it evoked an emotion or they're laughing hysterically, I hear all summer long, I've never laughed this hard. And that's what drives us.
And you do so much audience participation. They will take selfie video, Facebook Live,
yeah.
after a show from the stage with the entire cast and the audience. In fact, I've been in one.
Yeah.
What was that? That was Anything Goes.
Last year, yeah.
Yes.
Anything Goes, yeah.
And there's something about the energy of the audience feeling like you're a part of something and screaming and shouting. It was a blast.
And that's what's important to us, is that the audience feels like they're part of our family.
Right.
It's not like it's just a show. Alan and I, we are there every single night, welcoming everyone and making sure they had a good time. And then when they leave, we're there to greet them as they leave, because we want them to feel like it's a community. Right. This theater, to make it survive, it has to be part of a community. And we welcome everyone into our space.
Right.
That's what it's about.
That's awesome.
And we just want, we bring a lot of Broadway people into the theater, so we call it Broadway in the Barn. Because it really is like Judy Garland and Mickey Rooney putting on a show. Because it's an old barn, it really is.
Yeah.
What it looks like inside, as you can see.
Well, you guys are a professional theater.
We're a professional theater.
On top of that.
We are a professional theater, yeah. So we bring in the professional people, and then we have the local professionals, and then we have the locals as well.
And there are people that you bring in from all over the country. Come summertime, don't you have Airbnbs running throughout all over the community?
Yeah. We just did Beauty and the Beast this last summer, and we had the Mrs. Potts. A friend of ours from California wanted to come play, so she brought her stuff from California, and we put her up, and she's like, okay, great, I'm here, and had a good time.
Wow. Do you have any community outreach with the educational community?
We do. We started this year. We do have an educational component, so we have classes that we teach in the wintertime, and then we also do. This year, we're going to do 3 children's theater programs. So it's we hire with the local kids. They audition, and it's a tuition base, so they audition for the roles that they're going to get. But this year we had 30 kids in each class or in each production. So we did Beauty Junior, so we had all the kids, and it was fun because we did Beauty Junior at the same time we were doing the Beauty and the Beast show. So the adult cast and the young cast all met together and took photos, and they got to perform on the main stage with the big set.
Yes.
And then when we were doing our production of Joseph this year, we did Aladdin. It's like, okay, Aladdin and Joseph kind of go together, so they were able to play on the big kid set. And so it's not just like a children's show where it's just a couple little boxes here and there. No, it's like if you're going to do a show, the production value is important to us. And then they get to wear the big costumes, they get to wear the microphones. We use the same lighting for the main stage show, for the kids show.
Wow.
So they get a great education in the production.
It's like the children's
It's not really a
theater
camp. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Palm Beach, Poinciana Playhouse. Are you kidding me?
The Poinciana Playhouse. Yeah. For a time, they were trying to bring that back.
I know. I got this really great footage when I was down in Florida.
Yeah.
I filmed we went trespassing.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, I love that. That's great. But it's a great space. It's such a great theater, and the community wants it to be there. So yes, I'm sorry.
Can you hold that thought?
Yeah.
Because, where did he go? I thought, okay, we got
a call in?
We got Ray Botus.
Ray.
Ray.
We got Ray. Hey, Ray.
See, and the thing is, if we don't allow Ray to come on for at least 2 minutes, when we see him in the community, we have to run from him because
just answer.
Hi, Ray. Talk to Ray. I don't know Ray. Let's talk to Ray.
You'll love Ray.
Let's see if we can talk Ray to hanging out at the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, totally.
Good evening.
Hey, Ray. Hi, Ray.
Good evening, everybody on stage.
Hi, Ray.
City Views.
City Views,
Yeah.
Ray, it was good seeing you last night.
Hey, what a show last night. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. What a show at the City Hall.
Hey, Ray, you're going to have to take it down a notch or else we're going to have to officially add you as a segment to the show.
I got to come to the show. I want to be part of it.
You are. We just might have to make it official.
I know, that's right. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing and hearing last night.
Well,
oh, man.
sometimes our government is like watching sausage being manufactured. So it's not always a pretty sight.
I know. After you left, Mr. Eucalito, you know him, right?
Yes, I do.
He got up when it had the time to speak again to the public, and he put on a show. Let me tell you. You should have stayed and listened to what he had to say to the mayor and the staff that was on there. You know, the council.
Yes.
It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It was very good, and he has a good point. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We got to get the city of Torrington right, and the school has to be right before we can do anything else. It's not good for that superintendent of schools to deal with what she has to deal with.
I agree. Education, especially today, is probably more important than ever.
I feel so bad for the lady and what's going on and what's going to be taking place. And then Mr. Eucalito at the end, he was asking those people from Franklin Street, asking them questions, and he was turning to them, and they wouldn't even answer him.
Wow.
And he told the mayor, listen, it all came on Friday, and you took the votes here on City View on the council Monday night, and that wasn't right. And he didn't even have the public or the taxpayers have anything to say anything about it or ask questions. He was really upset about it, I tell you.
Well, when the taxpayers are footing the bill, then you kind of gotta work with them.
Yeah.
But it was as always, it was nice seeing you and conversing with you and your lovely wife. And we just have to start making sure that our voices are heard before these decisions are made, and that we have a consensus when we're making our motions known to the powers that be.
Exactly right. Also, I think I gave the mayor a pretty good pep talk. I was really serious about it. You know what I mean? I got right in her face about it.
Well, I mean, Ray, you're a pretty honest guy, brutally honest, but hey, honest nonetheless. But we do have to. We do have to get ready to close the show. But as always, we appreciate you calling in, and congratulations on your recent retirement.
Thank you very much. And I still didn't forget what's cooking there with Michelle. I still got a beef with her. All right. I'll talk to you again.
Thank you, Ray.
Good night, Ray.
Okay.
Have a nice time there.
All right.
Nice panel you got there.
Thanks, Ray.
All right.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Ray.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, CityViews-CT.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
Thank you.
I'll be there.
We'll be waiting with open arms and bated breath.
All right. You better. I'll bring the chicken.
Thanks, Ray. You're good. You're golden.
All right.
Bring it to Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Bring the chicken.
Rocky Horror
Bring it to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
There you go.
Bring chicken.
Bring chicken.
We'll be hungry.
Oh my gosh.
Bring the chicken.
Well,
that's a good way to end that segment. That's good.
I know,
he knows how to get to Weibo's heart.
I know, right?
I'll be in my glory with the chicken.
That's good. That's funny.
Nonetheless, Rob. Now,
Robert.
Oh, Robert.
I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
want to correct it.
Yeah, I will.
What we're attempting to do here on City Views is promote not only Torrington but our region.
Yeah.
And
which is great.
And show people, the arts and culture that we do have that enhances the quality of life for the residents in our region. So it was very important for us to get you on because we want to start having follow-ups with our guests so they can tell us about the progress that they're making and we can make a wider appeal to our audience as our audience grows, we want you to grow with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And one thing when we came on board is one thing that we were so excited about is that we want theater to be accessible to everybody. The arts should be accessible to everybody.
Right.
And everyone's like, we get that there's all types of economic backgrounds. So not everybody can afford the luxury of a theater.
Right.
So we said, what's the worst selling night that we had? And they said, oh, Thursday nights. I said, fine. For every Thursday night, $20. The entire theater is $20. I don't care what the show is.
Right.
It could be 3,000 Broadway people on that stage, but every Thursday night, it's going to be a $20 seat.
Right.
Oh yeah,
And so
I've been there on a
then-
Thursday night.
And that's our crazy night. That's our community night. So we love when that night is.
Community
We
night,
call
I
it the
love
community
that,
night because
yeah.
everyone comes. I don't care if you own the farm or you work on the farm, but you're all going to be in the same place at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just like everyone tries to get their tickets. So if you come out Thursday night, get your tickets early.
Oh, yeah.
Because they sell out so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's great because it has to be accessible.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's all about the community for us.
Absolutely.
You know, so we go around and we tell everyone about it. So
Well, it's just it's interesting how you're talking about Sharon. You see what's going on in New Milford. We see what's happening in Winstead. We see what's going on in Bantam with the Bantam Arts Factory.
Yep.
And these small towns are starting to realize that by growing their arts and planting those seeds for arts and culture and growing that aspect of their community, that it's becoming a model for the region so that we can start collaborating and tapping into resources and sharing those resources in a way that makes, especially when you're talking about bringing in young people into your community, it gives them something to get excited
totally,
about.
I agree.
And they see that they can be a part of that and grow with the rest of the components that are engaging. You look at what's going on at Northwest Community College and what's going on out there in their consolidation programs and helping students to not only get the accreditations that they need, but also to save money. And it's very important that we feel here at City Views that if we can be an extension of that information portal and letting people know what options and resources are out there, then that is the part that we can play in hopefully making sure that those connections are made so that organizations like yours can continue to thrive in an environment that we all can
Well,
exist
that's
in.
all you can ask for.
Yeah,
That's a great thing. Collaboration in this little in our area is huge. You know, it's very impactful that we can all play together.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
it is.
And help each other.
Absolutely.
And get the word out for everyone.
Absolutely.
That's the main goal.
So it was great having you on with
Thank
us
you
tonight.
so much.
And
Thank
we'll
you.
Absolutely.
Thank
So
you
glad you
much.
come on,
Thank
Robert.
you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
And we'll
me
see you at
too.
Rocky. We'll see you at Rocky
Right.
Horror, right? You're
definitely.
coming, right?
Well, we're going to try to get down. Seriously, sometimes my schedule gets really crazy.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to make it down there
All right.
and see what's going on.
All right, see what you wear.
Well,
Dan?
the only problem is, though, I have a little bit of allergic reaction to toast. So.
Oh, come on.
Is that what we're saying
now.
now? Is that what we're saying
I'm
now?
allergic to toast.
Only going to hit the back of his neck that one time.
All right.
So,
Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, we won't be on next week or Tuesday, November 5th because of the elections, okay? So mark that in your program guide. In the meantime, you know what time it is. It's been fun, but we got to run. We'll see you back in 2 weeks right here. If it's happening in the city of Torrington, you can catch it on City Views. On behalf of the staff, my co-hosts, we'll see you back. It's about that time. City Views, City Views. What's happening in your city? City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views. You got love for your city? City Views, City Views. City Views, City Views. City Views, oh, City Views, City Views, City